We're going to be checking out 6 reasons I actually love living in the United States of America. Yeah, I enjoy checking out these videos because when I do get to come over and stuff, I know what to expect. I know what kind of things I'm going to enjoy there, what kind of things I'm not going to enjoy there. Let's jump into this video and check out the 6 reasons why he loves it. British man in America, nice. This will be me.
No, I will. I am not going to ever wear a flat cap. I will never wear a flat cap. I refuse. If you buy me one, I'll be, hey, oh, hello. Welcome to another episode of Lost in the Pond. I'm Lawrence Brown, the editor of Lost in the Pond. And you know what? Over the last few weeks, I've noticed a pattern in some of the comments you find people have been leaving, and they're good comments. They're comments along the lines of, I really appreciate what you do, Lawrence, because you focus on sort of positive things. You know, you look at America in a positive light, whereas that's actually quite a controversial stance these days. I want to try to put out a positive message. That is part of what I do, and I'm glad you appreciate it. And because of that, I'm going to reward you with 6 things that I love about living in America.
Hell yeah.
Starting at number 1.
The weather. Oh, you know what? We're seeing the weather right now, but you guys are telling me the weather is literally hell right now. Like, it's actually so hot, it's unbearable. So he loves it.
Now, you're going to think me a hypocrite here, I think, a little bit, because I've spent a good portion of the last few weeks, months, whatever you want to call it, bemoaning the Chicago weather, despite my previously stated positivity. But the truth is, most of the time, at least up here in the Midwest, I can't speak to the deep south where I understand when you get to the summer, it's hot and humid and you just want to take off all your clothes and jump in the Mississippi.
Right, yeah, a lot of people is telling me this unbearable right now. They are in the south.
At least that's just me. But here in the Midwest, the spring, beautiful. I don't think there's a more perfect place to spend spring. And then the summer hits. Now, I must say it was quite oppressively hot when the summer hit, when I was living in Indianapolis. But now that I live up by Lake Michigan, I've got all that cool air coming in. So the summers aren't that bad. In fact, they're very nice. And I look forward to coming up this year. And I might even get naked there and jump in Lake Michigan and be arrested for indecency. And then the fall. Oh, the fall. How can you resist the fall here in the Midwest of America and indeed possibly most of America, even out on the East Coast, seeing those orange, brown and whatever leaves come down. But I do enjoy walking through the leaves and listening to the birds as they shit on my face.
Yo, I swear, my whole entire week would be ruined if that happened, bro. You know what? The national parks, I've seen a few in the national parks in America, and I actually am so excited to visit some. I really am.
Perhaps there's no better place to walk through America's leaves than in America's parks. It's got a great system of national parks right across the country. You know, and a lot of that goes back to Theodore Roosevelt, who was a big proponent of conservation and mustaches. It's almost odd to me because, you know, if you'd have asked my 18-year-old Lawrence, you know, what do you like to do on a weekend? He would have said, going to the bar and getting utterly pissed. That's British for drunk, not angry. Although sometimes I would do both, pissed and angry.
Wait. In America, do you guys not say pissed for drunk? Like, would you say, like, oh, I'm pissed right now? Like, yeah, like, pissed could be angry, but pissed is also drunk, you know what I mean? So I could be like, oh, I'm so pissed. As in, I'm so drunk.
At the same time, and get thrown into jail. That never happened. Don't know why I said that. But nowadays, I'm an adult, or I'm 35, trying to be an adult, and the older you get, the sort of the more you enjoy the simple things in life.
Right.
And parks are absolutely that.
Yo, maybe that's what's happening to me, you know, because I never realized how much, like, I actually enjoy. Like, I don't go outside, you know what I mean? I play games and stuff. I stay indoors. I'm known to not really go out much. But, like, I've enjoyed looking at, like, fjords and mountains and rivers and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, bro, why do I like this so much? Is it because I'm getting older?
I'd much sooner these days go for a stroll through Chicago's Lincoln Park.
Because I've never really been like, yeah, I want to travel and stuff. But I've never really been like, I really want to travel and see it. But recently I have, like the past year or so. It kind of started when I was looking into Norway a little bit, but yeah, I don't know, crazy.
Been getting wankered off my head on vodka and Red Bull. And they're everywhere, you know, there's so many famous ones. Yosemite and Yellowstone National Park. I want to see all of them. You know, dressed up as Teddy Roosevelt, just going around and sort of stroking that mustache and thinking, conservation. Yeah, he never spoke like that.
Iconic sites.
So let's take the Statue of Liberty, for example. Right. You know, firstly, I will say this. She's a lot smaller than she looks in the films.
Really?
A lot shorter. She's like Kylie Minogue, who on stage looks like she's 5'7" when she's actually 4'10".
I thought Statue of Liberty is absolutely massive.
You know, so when you're standing inside the Statue of Liberty and you're reading about the history of the immigration and also about the Statue of Liberty itself, I mean, it was a gift from the French. But more than that, you know, I grew up on American films. I grew up reading about America, and seeing pictures and being dazzled by them. And, you know, I think when I first saw the Statue of Liberty, it was just this aha moment that, oh, wow, it actually exists. It's not just a fabrication made up for fiction. It's real. You know, even if she is smaller in real life, she is at least there, you know, guarding America. Not literally. It would be great, wouldn't it, if we came under attack and she actually went to bat for us. Can you imagine her coming to life? You can, if you've seen Ghostbusters 2.
What?
You know, and I'm...
Yo, why am I just imagining it now that she just whacks out a sword and just starts fighting like planes and bombers?
I want to see the Golden Gate Bridge, you know, book that I stole as a kid. I've covered this many a time. But as a kid, I would flip to this page and I'd be like, I want to go there. I want to be there where Roger Moore was fighting Christopher Walken, Max Zorin in View to a Kill, ever since that day. And one day I'll get the opportunity to, if I can buy a blimp.
I've heard this a lot. The people are better. Nice.
You know, I think that Americans are... I'm tugging on my collar. Why am I doing that? Don't know. I think Americans are often stereotyped as sort of loud, overeaters, as all these other stereotypes you want to throw out there.
Oh, we know why Americans are overeating, though. If you've seen any of my videos on this channel, you've probably seen a food video. We know why you're overeating. We know. The food looks unreal. We would do the same.
And to some extent, there may be some truth for some people, for some groups of people. I don't care about that. I care about the daily interactions I have with people.
Right.
And I've got to tell you, on the whole, you know what? I often find Americans to be, this is going to sound really controversial, almost more polite than British people. Now, sometimes that comes across as...
I can see that because British are very grumpy and they stay in their own lanes, you know what I mean? Like, they don't really speak to random people and stuff. I can see that. I don't think British people are that polite. I really don't.
A little superficial. It's the sort of when you're being served in a restaurant, for example. But that sort of extends to everyday life, you know, and it's small. It's small exchanges like that, and it's generalizing. So it's very hard for me to really state this unequivocally. But I like Americans, you know. Of course there are some Americans that you can't even fathom. How do you exist in life? How do you get through life? But that's the same in Britain.
Yeah,
that's
it's the same everywhere.
Sweden. That's the same in Denmark. I could name all 200 countries, you know, and say the same thing.
Well, I think there's a little bit more than 200 countries, right? How many countries is there? I swear there's loads.
There's a good heart to people here.
History. Wait. Reasons I actually love living in America. But if you go on history, doesn't the UK have more history? Interesting. Let's see what it says.
And that brings me on to another stereotype that you often hear is the history, is that America doesn't have history. It's only been around for 400 years, you know, 300 years. But it hasn't, firstly. We've got to remember this, that before that there was thousands of years of Native American history, which we don't want to over...
I think he's going on the fact of like how people say there isn't any history, but there actually is history, so he enjoys the fact that he's learning about history. Because in the UK, we don't learn about it at all. Like, literally at all. Not in schools. The only reason why I know a bit about American history is because of watching these YouTube videos. At schools, you don't learn anything about American history. Not a single thing. Well, look, why didn't anyway?
You can walk all around this country, and very much in specific parts of it, and see remnants very much of that history. And indeed, of course, to this day, Native American tribes and tribal areas still exist across the country. Things like reenactments of a lot of the battles that happened, or just the everyday life of people in America at that time. And even here in Chicago, you know, if you want to talk about more immediate history, you know, post-Chicago fire and the days of Al Capone.
Love Al Capone, love the gangster film. Oh, I could sit there and watch them all day.
Still very much in the air. You're seeing the infancy of the country. But it's an infancy that took part in the 20th century, and the 20th century was a period of such immense growth, you know, for most industrialized countries. And so even though it's in its infancy, it's gone through phenomenal changes, and you can see those. It's like looking at a cliff face and seeing how over time, over millions of years, you know, there's been different types of stone, different types of rock
that's cool.
that tell you the
That's
age of the earth. Well, you kind of get a sense of that here in Chicago, you know, just Chicago, but you go out to Philadelphia or parts of Pennsylvania and then the East Coast, and you see some of those historic buildings where legislation was signed in the early days, you know, like the Declaration of Independence and all that.
Yeah, that's cool.
And yet they have a Starbucks around the corner. Not that I'm yet
Love a
equating Starbucks
Starbucks
with history. One day it will be. I look forward to the day, I won't be alive, when 200 years from now, historians look back and they find like an old Starbucks sign underneath some dirt.
He looks forward to the day when that happens, but you won't be here. Hey, you never know what's going to happen in the future, bro. The way technology is going, you might be there in 200 years. Who knows? Landscape.
The landscape of this country it's unbelievable. So you know, you're in the east part of the country, and even just in that section alone, from north to south, is just Michigan. You know, you see a lot of these sort of trees, especially around like West Virginia, New York State, Pennsylvania, Virginia, that kind of area. It's fantastic. You're just sort of driving through.
Yeah,
West
it's
Virginia,
beautiful.
and
Look at this. Look at this hat. Oh, that'd be sick. That'd be scary at night and stuff. I've never lived there, but that's cool.
I think you're going nowhere because you kind of are. You're just meandering around, but all around you are these green, rolling hills, the like of which you don't see anywhere else in my experience. And that's just it.
Yeah, I've noticed that quite a few of you Americans and the ones that I spoke to, you guys have like houses literally in the jungle. Well, not actually in the jungle, but like in the forest and stuff. There's a lot of trees, a lot of woods around you, right? And you just have like a house just in the middle. There's not many houses around. Bro, is that not scary at night? Is that actually not scary?
East. You know, I'm just barely touching the surface here. No pun intended, actually. It was entirely intended. And
like in the day, it would be beautiful. In the day, lovely, right? But at night, oh, it'd be hella scary.
Then you get out west. I've been fortunate enough on a couple of occasions to head out to Colorado and to see the Rocky Mountains, but I've not been fortunate enough to be in the Rockies. I was just sort of surrounded by them. I would love the opportunity.
See, I'm telling you right now, 3 years ago, I would not be bothered looking at this, right? I would not be, but I'm telling you, what's happened? What's that? I don't understand. It has to be with age, right? Surely. Am I getting old? But yeah, this is unreal. This is unreal.
To just see these things rolling by me and to go out and see, like I said, the Mississippi. I won't get naked, I promise. No swimming in that, especially with the Crocs. And so that's it, America. You know, keep smiling, keep going, keep seeing the beauty for what it is. I've talked, you know, endlessly about what a beautiful...
Bro, you're talking about beautiful and you're just showing some, like, just flat land with some dead trees. Bro, come on. Come on. You can put some massive mountains, some rivers, whatever.
I think this is, and it's still got so much potential, because let's remember...
That's looking like a nice field in the UK.
It is still in its infancy. It's still a young country, and it'll mature like a fine wine. It'll mature like Great Britain, and then become senile. But that's another story.
Yeah, you don't want it like that. The UK has some nice places, yes, of course, but like most of it, especially like mainland, like inland, oh, not really.
Entirely. And so, in the vernacular of my American counterpart, later dude. That means bye to anybody who's not from here.
Really good video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed it, if you did, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/Alfred. If you guys want to head over there, talk to me live, whatever you want to talk about, get me to react to things live. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.